Right now, as you watch this, a human being just took their first breath. That is not poetry, that is mathematics. Every single second somewhere on this planet, 4 human beings are born. And every single second, 2 human beings leave it forever. The world is not standing still. It never was. This is the human clock, and this is what every second on Earth actually looks like. Segment 1. The numbers behind the heartbeat. Let us start with something most people have never stopped to think about. Right now, in this moment, the world population stands at approximately 8.25 billion people. That number is so large it has stopped meaning anything to most of us. So let us make it smaller. Let us make it real. Every second, 4.4 human beings are born somewhere on Earth. Every second, 1.9 human beings die. That means every single second humanity grows by 2.5 people. Not every minute, not every hour, every second. By the time you finish watching this video, more than 2,000 new human beings will have arrived on this planet. By the time you wake up tomorrow morning, more than 200,000 new people will be here. People with names, with families waiting for them, with entire futures stretching out ahead of them. 200,000 people, every single day. That is like the entire population of a mid-sized city appearing from nothing overnight every night. And it has been happening every single day without pause for decades. Segment 2, where they are born. But here is the question that changes everything. Where are those 4.4 babies being born every second? Because they are not being born equally across the world. They are not spread evenly across continents and countries. The weight of humanity, the sheer force of new life is concentrating in specific places. And understanding where tells you everything about what the world is about to become. India, Nigeria, Pakistan, Congo, Ethiopia, Tanzania. These 6 countries alone are expected to account for more than half of all global population growth between now and 2050. Think about what that means. Half of every new human being born on this planet for the next 25 years will be born in just 6 countries. Meanwhile, in Japan, more people are dying than being born. In South Korea, the birth rate has collapsed so dramatically that the government has declared it a national emergency. In Germany, in Italy, in Spain, the same story, the same quiet crisis. These are countries where the clock is ticking in a different direction. Not too many people, too few. The world is not one story. It is 2 stories running simultaneously on opposite sides of the planet. Segment 3. The weight of a second. We talk about population in billions, and billions feel distant. So let us go back to 1 second. In the 1 second it takes you to blink, a baby girl is born in Lagos, Nigeria. Her mother has been in labor for 11 hours. The room has no air conditioning. Outside, the city of 15 million people moves without stopping. In that same second, a baby boy is born in a hospital in Mumbai, India. His parents have been waiting for this moment for 3 years. His grandmother is in the corridor praying. In that same second, an elderly woman in rural Japan breathes her last breath. She was 91 years old. She lived through a world war. She watched her country rebuild from nothing. She raised 3 children who raised their own. In that same second, a man in his 40s in Sao Paulo does not survive the surgery he went into 2 hours ago. He leaves behind a wife, 2 daughters, an unfinished house. All of this in 1 second. This is not data. This is the actual texture of human life, playing out every second without pause across every time zone, in every language, in every kind of room that exists on this planet. The human clock does not stop for anyone, not for grief, not for celebration, not for sleep. It just keeps moving. Segment 4. The growth rate nobody talks about. Here is something that surprises almost everyone. The world population is still growing, but the rate at which it is growing is slowing down. These 2 facts seem like they contradict each other. They do not. In 1963, the world population was growing at 2.3% per year. That was the fastest it has ever grown in recorded human history. Today that number has fallen to 0.84% per year, and it is still falling. The world population will keep rising for now, crossing 9 billion around 2037, crossing 10 billion around 2061, peaking at approximately 10.3 billion in the mid-2080s. And then, for the first time in human history, the global population will begin to fall. Not because of a disaster, not because of a war, but because fertility rates around the world are dropping below the level needed to replace the current population. In 2084, according to current projections, the number of deaths will overtake the number of births globally, for the first time since humanity. Segment 5. What this means for all of us. So why does this matter? Why does it matter how many people are born every second? Because every one of those 4.4 people per second needs food, water, education, healthcare, shelter. Every one of them will grow up breathing air, drinking from rivers, living on land. The pressure that 8.25 billion people and eventually 10 billion people place on the systems that sustain human life is the defining challenge of this century. Not for governments alone, not for scientists alone, for all of us. Because the human clock does not distinguish between the powerful and the powerless. It does not ask whether the planet is ready. It does not wait for permission. It just counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 new human beings every second. That was happening while you watched this video. That will be happening after it ends. The question is not whether this is real. The question is, what kind of world are we building for the people the clock is counting? This was episode 1 of The Human Clock. Next episode, we go deeper. The countries that are carrying most of humanity's weight, and what happens when that weight becomes too heavy to hold. If this made you think differently about the world, share it with someone who should see it. Subscribe, because every episode of this series turns data that seems distant into something you can feel. The Human Clock continues.